6. Population is an important resource of any country. The qualitative aspects of a population are important for a nation's economic and social progress. Let's study the population of Brazil and India. India. Geographical explanation: India's population is around 121 crores according to Census 2011. India is the second most populous country in the world. India occupies only 2.41% of the land area of the India population distribution n. 2011, 1. = 2 lakh people. New Delhi India Arabian Sea Bay of Bengal, India, INDEN 0 200 400 600 kilometers OC in figure 6.1, A, India, distribution of population. Study the maps in fig 6.1 and 6.1b and answer the questions. States with highest population density, states with lowest population density. On the basis of the maps given above, classify the distribution population in India in the following table. Sister No. Pop density, per square kilometer. Name of the state/union territories: 1 less than 100 to 101 to 253 251 to 504 more than 501. Correlate the climate and physiography of India with its population distribution and write a note on it. Figure 6.1, B. India population density world, whereas it supports 17.5% of the world's population. India's average population density is 382 persons per sq.km. As per 2011 census. In India, population is very unevenly distributed. Physiography and climate play an important role in the distribution of population. Due to the fertile land, plain land, and availability of water, human settlements have been established in these parts for many centuries. Due to farming, industries and trade, the proportion of the population got concentrated in few places. For example, the northern plains of the country, Delhi, Kolkata, Mumbai, Pune, Bengaluru, Chennai, etc. On the contrary, in mountainous hilly regions, dry desert areas, dense forest areas, density is sparse because of inaccessibility, absence of facilities and tough life. 38. Brazil. Observe figures 6.2 and 6.2b and answer the questions. Eastern coastal plain. Therefore, agriculture and industries have flourished well here. As a result, higher density of population is found here. Make friends with maps. NN North Atlantic Ocean Roraima Amapa North Atlantic Ocean B Ras IL 0 300 600 900 1200 km Brazil population distribution 2010 1. = 2,00,000 people Brasilia South Atlantic Ocean figure 6.2 A. Population distribution in Brazil. In which area is population greatly concentrated? In which area is the distribution of population sparse? Prepare a note on factors responsible for the uneven distribution of population based on study of Brazil you have made so far. Identify the type of map showing distribution. Geographical explanation: Acre Manaus Amazonas Bra Para Z Rondônia Mato Grosso Maranhão Rio Grande Ceará do Norte Ilpau Paraíba Pernambuco Alagoas Tocantins Sergipe Bahia Brasilia 0 300 600 900 1200 km Brazil population density 2010, per square km, index less than 50 51 to 100 101 to 150 151 to 300 more than 300 Goiás Minas Gerais Mato Grosso do Sul São Paulo Espírito Santo Paraná Rio de Janeiro Santa Catarina Rio Grande do Sul South Atlantic Ocean figure 6.2 B. Population density in Brazil. On the other hand, the interior in the Amazon basin is very sparsely populated. Unfavorable climate, heavy rainfall, inaccessibility, and dense forests are the barriers to development of human settlements here. Therefore, settlements occur only in few places in the Amazon basin. The central and western part of Brazil is less populated. The density of population in the highlands of Brazil is moderate. Brazil is the most populated country in the South American continent. With a population of around 19 crores, according to Census 2010, it ranks 5th in the world. It is also the 5th in the world with respect to area. Brazil occupies 5.6% of world's total land and has 2.78% of world's total population. Therefore, the density of population is around 23 persons per sq.km. The distribution of population is very uneven in Brazil. The majority of Brazilians have concentrated within 300 kilometers of the 39. Use your brain power. Equals 80 people. A, B. Calculate the population density of area shown in 1 sq.km. Of square in A and B each. Sex ratio, popular ton composition, sex ratio, Brazil, years, sex ratio, India. What does this graph show? This graph shows the sex ratio of Brazil and India. What is sex ratio? Sex ratio, years, figure 6.3. Geographical explanation. With reference to both the countries, the characteristics of population are prominently notable. L. The sex ratio of Brazil has been more than 1,000 since decades. L. Considering the sex ratio of Brazil, the number of women have considerably increased than men since 2001. L. In India, men outnumber women. L. In India, we see fluctuations in the sex ratio since few decades. There has been a slight increase in the sex ratio after 1991. Sex ratio means the number of females per 1,000 males in region. It is evident from the graph that the number of women in Brazil have always been more than men, while in India they have never been more than men. Always remember, save girl, teach girl is the need of the hour in our country. Give it a try. What could be the reasons of lower sex ratio in any region? In India, number of men outnumber women. Is this condition found in all the states of India? Find out. 40 age groups, age and sex pyramid. Males, Brazil, 2016, females. This graph looks different. Males, percentage of population, India, 2016, females. Yes, this graph shows age and sex of population. It is also known as population pyramid. What is its use? Age groups. It is used to study the age and sex related aspects of a region's population. Percentage of population, figure 6.4. Geographical explanation. L. Considering the age of population, Brazil's population is getting slowly older, but in India, the situation is different. The proportion of youth in India is more. This means India has a higher working population. Does that mean that we can know the number or percentage of various age groups of males and females in our country? Yes, of course. This helps us to know the proportion of children, youth, and the old people in our country. Try this. Using the graphs given above, find the difference between the males and females of various age groups. In which age group is this difference the maximum? In this pyramid, we can see that the number of young people is more in both the countries, but the proportion of children is more in India, while proportion of people in the age group than above 80 years India is more in Brazil. 41 Population growth rate, percent. What do these graphs show? Growth rate of population, percent. Growth rate of population, Brazil. Their graphs show the growth rate of population of Brazil and India. Years, percent. Growth rate of population, India. Oh. But, here, the graph line is going down. Why? Growth rate of population, percent. Years, figure 6.5. Geographical explanation. L. The rate of growth of population has reduced considerably in Brazil. However, this is not the condition in India. From 2001 to 2011, India's population increased by 18.2 crores. L. India's population growth rate was higher till 1971. Then this rate stabilized. The rate of population growth is now declining, but the population is still growing. L. It is observed that in Brazil, the rate of growth is declining and Brazil's population may not increase in the next 2 decades. Correct. Though the lines show a downward trend, it doesn't mean population is decreasing. It shows that the growth is lesser than the previous decade. Does that mean that Brazil's population is decreasing? No, this means that the growth is less, and looking at the trend, in the near future, Brazil's population may decrease. 42 Life expectancy, these graphs show the life expectancy of Brazil and India, don't they? Years, life expectancy Brazil, yes, but what is life expectancy? Life expectancy India, this means the average number of years a person born in a country is expected to live. Life expectancy years figure 6.6 Geographical explanation L increase in life expectancy is an indicator of development of that society. Improvement in health facilities, progress in medical field, access to nutritious food leads to an increase in average life expectancy. In most of the developing countries, life expectancy is still less. But with socio-economic development, it is increasing. Use your brain power. Is there a relationship between increase in life expectancy and growth of population? If yes, how? This means that we Indians live for 68 years on an average, yes, and Brazilians live for 75 years. The life expectancy of India was around 41 years in 1960. But now it has increased. It will continue to increase in future. 43 Literacy rate literacy rate, Brazil, years. Try this. Write a similar conversation using the graphs in figure 6.7 based on the earlier conversations. Use your brain power. If the proportion of dependent age groups increases in the composition of population, how will it affect the economy of a country? Literacy rate, India, years figure 6.7 colors of both from fig 6.3 to 6.7, various aspects of population composition are given. Study the graphs, discuss, and answer the following questions. Which country has a higher sex ratio? Which country has a higher literacy rate? Which country is growing at a faster rate? Which country's population has a higher life expectancy? Which country has a higher proportion of the old age people? Think about it. Considering the above discussion, what should be done so that our manpower is utilized properly, sex ratio improves and population growth is controlled? Write 2 to 3 sentences on each. Give it a try. Study the indices of density maps of both the countries. What difference do you find? What conclusions can you draw? Do you know? Census of India conducts enumeration of population every 10 years. Similarly, in Brazil, IBGE Brazilian Institute of Geography and Statistics, carries out census every 10 years. The first census survey of both the countries was carried out in 1872. In India, census is conducted at the start of the decade 1961, 1971. In Brazil, census is conducted at the end of the decade 1960, 1970. 44 Exercise Q1. Are the following sentences right or wrong? Correct the wrong ones. A. Literacy rate is higher in Brazil than India. B. In Brazil, people prefer living in the southeast as compared to the northeast. C. The life expectancy of Indians is decreasing. D. The northwestern part of India is densely populated. E. The western part of Brazil is densely populated. Q2. Answer the questions as per the instructions. A. Arrange the following states of India in descending order of their population. Himachal Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Arunachal Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh. B. Arrange the states of Brazil in ascending order of their population. Amazonas, Rio de Janeiro, Alagoas, Sao Paulo, Paraná. C. Classify the factors affecting the distribution of population into favorable and unfavorable. Nearness to sea, lack of roads, temperate climate, lack of industries, new cities and towns, tropical moist forests, minerals, semi-arid climate, cultivable land. Q3. Answer the following questions. 1. Explain the similarities and differences between the population distribution in Brazil and India. 2. Giving examples, correlate climate and population distribution. Q4. Give geographical reasons. A. Population is an important resource. B. Brazil's population density is very less. C. India's population density is high. D. The density of population is sparse in Amazon basin. E. Population density is high in the Gunga Plains. Q5. A. Compare and classify the population densities shown in the squares A and B representing 1 sq.km of area. B. If in figure B, 1 sign equals 100, then what will be the sex ratio? A. B. Q6. Comment upon the population density of figure 6.1, B. Activity: obtain the Tallyacau's data of your district's population and show it with the help of a dot map.